Shohala Apu, don't you think there's something really different about this month of Ramadan?
Yeah.
মানে আমরা যখনই মাসটাতে ঢুকি সাথে সাথে you see a transformation in people. Generally যারা regularly obligatories গুলো follow করছে তারাও দেখা যাচ্ছে they want to plan Ramadan more productively. They're spending time in planning their Ramadan. And যারা হয়তো করছে না বা পারছে না করতে তারাও দেখা যাচ্ছে they consciously they take out time for reciting the Quran, for their salah, for tarawih prayers. So it's very amazing how the ibadah level turns up during this month.
Exactly. I mean, the moment Ramadan begins, we enter into this like atmosphere of worship. Like everybody collectively starts worshiping Allah Subhanahu wa Taala. That kind of helps and facilitates like we help each other to kind of worship Allah Subhanahu wa Taala together. As we know the devils are chained up and the gates of heaven are opened up and the hearts are softened, right? So it's just so much easier for us to kind of reflect upon what we are doing and our daily worship especially.
And it's the best time for us to actually, like you said, to reflect on our daily worship. Usually we see among the elderly group of people over here, তাদের usually দেখা যাচ্ছে হাতের মধ্যে they have a tasbih rolling all the time. Sharakhan, even they're sleeping with it. Well, it's great. Doing the zikr of Allah is
exactly. I mean, that has its reward, right?
Yes, yeah. But if we could just understand the meaning of it and consciously do it, so it turns out so much more powerful.
And the implications of that in our lives would be so much more, powerful. Exactly.
Yeah, even during our prayers, if normally আমরা short surahs গুলো পড়ছি নামাজের মধ্যে, so short surahs এর যদি আমি মিনিংটা বুঝে পড়ি তাহলে আমার নামাজের full effect different হবে. It's like being present with Allah. I know what I'm saying to Allah. I'm in a conversation with Allah.
Yeah, and you get to do that 5 times a day. I mean,
right, yeah.
What a great way to kind of reconnect with God, like 5 times a day. But on the topic of kind of prayer, right, I mean, what I try to personally practice during Ramadan is every Ramadan I try to pick up one new practice so that I can practice it for 30 days and kind of like if I do it for 30 days, then I'll be able to practice it for the rest of the year because it becomes easier. So from my life, one example is that long time ago, like years ago, I would pray 4 times a day regularly, but then I wouldn't pray my Fajr. But then one Ramadan I decided, no, this Ramadan I'm going to wake up for my suhoor anyway, so I'm going to pray my Fajr. And I did that for 30 days, and since then it's my practice to pray 5 times a day.
It's the best time to develop a habit.
So it's like, I mean, for anyone who's struggling with their prayers, it should be an utmost priority that we pick up our prayers at least during this Ramadan, right? And even for people who pray 5 times a day, they want to pick up the habit of tahajjud. So we wake up for sahur anyway during Ramadan, right? I mean, we can wake up like 30 minutes earlier and then maybe just begin that practice. And if we do it for 30 days once again, it's going to be easier for us to practice for the rest of the year, even if we don't do it every day, but the practice is going to be established.
That's true. And talking about for different forms of worship, it's not necessary that you have to spend the full night in prayers or reciting the Quran. Well, it's very good and very appreciative যদি আমরা সেটা করতে পারি সেটা খুবই ভালো, কিন্তু এটা নেসেসারি না যে আমাদের এই কয়টা লিমিট করে দিতে হবে forms of worship গুলোকে. The main thing about Ramadan, the main thing about all year round is your intention, what you're doing. So if I can sit back and since we are already a little exhausted in Ramadan, if I want to just sit back and listen to a lecture, the lectures are accessible and on the internet. You can get a lot of lectures on the internet. So if I could just sit back and listen to a lecture, inshallah, that will also be considered as a form of worship, and it will be rewarded by Allah.
Exactly. I mean, even if you like sleep in Ramadan with the intention of waking up and worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a better and refreshed mind, even that sleep would be considered to be a form of worship because of the intention, right? So any small act that we do, as long as our intentions are right and the intentions are for the sake of pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we can turn those small acts of worship to the ibadah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as well.
Welcome Ramadan.